Hey everybody, and welcome back to TPG'S World and another episode of TPG Reviews. Today I'm going to talk about the film A Star Is Born, starring Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga. Now, as you know, this is like the fourth remake of this movie. The original was like in the 30s, I believe, or 40s with Janet Gaynor, where she was an actress, and then Judy Garland did a version of it, and then Barbra Streisand did a version of it in the 70s, and now it's been remade with Lady Gaga. So it's kind of a movie classic, and it of course spawned a lot of hits for Barbra Streisand. It's a big, well-known piece for Barbra Streisand. Now, I must admit that I've never seen any of the Star is Born versions. I may have seen the Barbra Streisand version when I was younger, but I don't remember it. So I went into this thing kind of blindsided. I didn't know the storyline. I didn't know much about it. So let's just dive right in and talk about it. Okay, first of all, the film is directed, written, co-written, and a lot of other things, a lot of the songs and all by Bradley Cooper. Now, I wasn't very familiar with a lot of Bradley Cooper's work. I mean, I knew who he was and everything. But he plays Jackson Maine, and Jackson is a washed-up kind of country singer who ends up meeting a young woman named Allie, played by Lady Gaga, in a drag bar. And he basically hears her singing one night in the bar, and he decides he wants to make her a star. And so he creates this star for her, and of course her stardom rises in this. And as you know, in my reviews, I don't like to give away the ending and stuff for people that haven't seen the film. But so anyway, it's just a beautiful, beautiful story. So let's talk a little bit about the performances. Now, Bradley Cooper, I thought, was utterly brilliant in this film. I thought he was so real and so convincing that you just kind of fall in love with his character. You kind of feel very sorry for his character because his character is an alcoholic and a drug addict. But it was so believable to me at times that I thought Bradley Cooper really was drunk on the set. But who I was the most surprised with was Lady Gaga. Now, as you know, I love Lady Gaga's voice. I've been a big Gaga fan for years. And I enjoyed Lady Gaga on Hotel on American Horror Story. But this was Lady Gaga's true work. She was breathtaking. First of all, she's very toned down. She doesn't have her blonde hair. She has her normal hair. She doesn't wear a lot of makeup. Her character is very plain Jane throughout the entire film. The music that Gaga is able to sing in this is so appropriate for her voice. It is so beautiful and so raw. She was so brilliant in this film, and I hope that she's at least nominated for the Oscar. I really think that this role is going to give a lot of attention to Lady Gaga and the talent that she is. Because so many people, when I mention Lady Gaga, say, oh, you know, she's great, but she wears all that crazy things and all this. So I think that this is going to be a way that people will be able to see Lady Gaga as a true artist and a true actress, and not just think about the meat dresses and the things that she did in her past. The music is utterly dynamic. Guys, rush out and get the soundtrack. I left the store, went and got the soundtrack. Like I said, Bradley Cooper, who knew he could sing so well? And him and Gaga have some beautiful duets in the movie that are just very, very wonderful. It has two of, when they're in the drag bar, it has cameos by two of my favorite RuPaul girls, Shangela and Willem. So I was very, very excited about that. I was like, oh my God, there they are. And they both have a pretty decent, significant part. Andrew Dice Clay is in it. He plays Lady Gaga's father, and he's wonderful in the role. I didn't even recognize him, actually, because he looks a little older, but he was so good as the father. Dave Chappelle is also in it, and he plays Jackson Maine's friend. But someone else who I truly, truly love, and he's in this movie, and it was so good to see him again, was Sam Elliott, and he plays Jackson's brother, and he was, oh my gosh, he was so good. The whole film is just, it's really believable. Like, I had to come home and look up if Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga were dating in real life, because they were so good together in this movie. Like, their chemistry was so believable. It almost makes you think that they're dating in real life. I know they're not, but it was so good. Like, you just really believed it. And after a while of watching the film, it's not a very long film, at least it didn't seem to be. It moved really fast. You kind of forgot you're watching a movie. There was actually a couple scenes where some dialogue was kind of stumbled, you thought. So to me, that made it look a little more real. It was just such a good movie. I think it's one of the best movies of the year. I hope it wins Best Picture. I don't know if it's going to even be nominated, and I'm sure it'll be up against some tough competition, but in my opinion, it's definitely Oscar worthy. I think Bradley Cooper should be nominated for Best Director as well as Best Actor. I think he was brilliant. I think Sam Elliott should be nominated. And I certainly think Lady Gaga should be nominated for her performance as Ally. She's brilliant, and I hope to see a lot more from Lady Gaga. Now, it is a tearjerker. It is sad. It does have a very sad ending. I'm not going to say what happens, but it's a very touching ending at the end. But it's the first movie, guys, I have to say that when I saw it in the theater, when the final scene happened and everything happened, and it was, people didn't move. The credits were rolling, and another song started by Lady Gaga, and everybody just kind of sat there going, like, including myself, like, we were just like, in tears, just rolling. It was so moving. I don't think anybody knew how to react or what to do. And then people just stood up and applauded. And it was like, wow, what did I just watch? And guys, you know, this really was a truly beautiful film. It is a love story. It's a story of, it's a love story first and foremost, but it's also a story of inspiration, of believing in yourself, of not letting obstacles stand in your way, of fighting for your true love. It's a story about addiction because, as I said, Jackson Maine, the main character played by Bradley Cooper, is an addict. He's a drug addict and an alcoholic, and it's about addiction and overcoming addiction and trying hard to keep from falling back into that addiction and the things that you go through. So this movie has so many underlying things. It's about acceptance, you know, and so many things. And I really hope you guys get a chance to see this film. If you don't get to see it in the theater, please see it on DVD. Do yourself a favor. When it comes out on DVD, buy a copy of it. It is so good. I really, 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 really do love it. It does make me want to go out and watch the other versions of it, but this will always be my special version. Part of it is because of Lady Gaga. And my mother, as y'all know, she passed away last year. She loved Lady Gaga. So she would have been so excited to watch this film. I think she truly would have been like just in awe of this version with Lady Gaga. She probably would have saw it like 3 times. Lady Gaga was one of her favorites. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this episode of TPG Reviews. I hope you get to go out and see A Star is Born. Lady Gaga, Bradley Cooper. Brilliant movie, beautifully acted, beautifully directed. It was wonderful. Kudos to you, Bradley Cooper. I hope you have many success with this film. It's definitely made me a fan of his. As I said in the beginning, I didn't know a whole lot about his career. I knew of him and knew his name, but I wasn't a big fan of his. I was a big fan. I didn't know a lot. Didn't watch a lot of his films. I now do want to go watch some of Bradley Cooper's stuff and see some other stuff that he's done. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Let me know if you've seen A Star is Born below, what you think about it. I'd love to hear your opinions. Please make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share this video. Let's spread it around, get my review out there. You guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching TPG Reviews. Check out A Star is Born in the theaters now. Bye.